Okay, let's finish up in Tunon's court. Try to talk to these scoundrels over here on the sides. Aurora avoids making eye contact with you, but instead carries on speaking with her company. Here we go. Sevius. I am duty bound to remain civil to you in this vaunted court, but don't push it, traitor. What? All I did was in the edict and bring peace. They don't like me. Blood mulch. Fatebinder, you're no stranger to Tunon's court, but I prefer to spend as little time here as possible. In spite of these closed walls, I feel strangely exposed. I don't know how you plan on fighting this war without an army, or what you think you can accomplish on your own, but I'm dying to find out. You'll take your time in the tears. You'll make our time in the tears, an interesting one, won't you? Of course you will. You made us plenty comfortable in Lethian's Crossing, didn't you? It was nice to rest the spell and focus on local concerns for a change. Having a brothel on hand didn't hurt. I put the fucking savages in control of the town. Poor people. We have some people here. Let's see if they have much to say. Fatebinder, you return. Rogalis looks you up and down with an inscrutable expression. You look as if you have questions for me to untangle. Ask, I'm feeling generous. We'll do some of this. I don't want to just do fucking dialogue straight up in one place for 2 episodes. Tell me about some of the past Archons. Much that was known has been lost regarding the first Archon of Frost, but his talents were improved upon by 3 following Archons, sisters born together and never since been apart. It is said that Rana, Mirabelle, and Slayer were so cold at birth that they were thought stillborn. What did you study when you were younger? I have been a ward of the court as long as I have been aware. As a child, I demonstrated wholly perfect recall, and I absorbed all that Tunon and my tutors had to offer. I remember hating all the lectures and wishing I could learn at my own pace. Funny how I envied the sages of the Tears, how they could spend their whole lives reading and never exhaust their library. Of course, now the Vellum Citadel is nothing more than a burning waste. What do you think about the other Fatebinders? You'll need to be more specific than that. I'm afraid there is, on the last count, slightly more than a handful of us. What's your opinion of the Fatebinder of War? Nunaville's keen, brash, and a hardy braggart with a fondness for bloodshed. He can be utterly unbearable at times. His justice is fair, even if he skews towards rather exacting and uncompromising punishments at times. What's your opinion of the Fatebinder of Balance? Callio is the finest among us. Her discernment is beyond reproach, and she is perhaps Tunon's favorite. She has a mind for suspicion and observation that makes others uneasy. We who operate within the confines of the law have nothing to fear, of course. What's your opinion of me? You take liberties with the freedom Tunon offers us. In spite of that, your objectivity is beyond question. You would, I think, execute plaintiff and defendant if neither was worthy in your eyes. Tell me about the old walls in the Bane. Do you know anything? With which should I start? Tell me about the old walls. We know little enough about the ancient structures, save that they predate all historical records. The forbidden ruins crisscross the tiers in North Alak centuries before we raised our cities. The only one old enough to guess is likely Kairos. Tell me about the Bane. The Bane are found in the old walls, but much of their defining qualities still escape me. They are creatures of smoke, claw, and fang. If you find yourself unfortunate enough to fight one, remember that spells are effective against them, but grab the attention of others lurking near. Let's discuss something else. I'd like to know about the tiers. The political entities of the tiers are essentially split between the Bastard Tier, the Younger Realms, and the Free Cities. Of which would you like to know? What can you tell me of the Bastard Tier? The Bastard Tier is the most northern of the tiers, and was the first to bow to the Kairos' reign, though the knee they bent fell unwillingly. Kairos had his eye on the Bastard City for many years before he marched on their capital. This is the hub of trade and commerce. Claim the markets, and the people will follow. Curious to know about the Younger Realms. The younger realms sprawl the middle and southernmost tiers, and can be cataloged as follows: Apex, Azure, Haven, and Stalwart. Azure was renowned for its exceptionally fertile land, which fed the whole of the tiers. That was before Kairos' Edict of Stone blighted the land. Stalwart is also worth mentioning, for it comprises the whole of the southernmost tier and proves the toughest and most defensible of the realms. It is often said that the other realms will not fall while Stalwart still stands. The local army wages bitter war against the disfavored. Though the Edict of Storms has cut off their best defenses, it is only a matter of time before Stalwart fails. I want to know more about the free cities. There are 3 free cities remaining: Lass Harbor, Spyro's Mall, and Baris in Chains. The first and strongest of the free cities was the Setting Sun, which Kairos crushed in 429 with the Edict of Tumult. After that, the remaining free cities were quick to surrender. About the sages. I will not speak of the sages. They are no better than charlatans and con men, wholly selfish in their ill pursuit to hoard all knowledge from others. They are self-blinded by their own deceptions and clever manipulations. They alone cause their own undoing and are solely to blame for the burning library, one of the most grievous wrongs in the known histories for which they can never be forgiven. All right. Greetings, your exploits at Vindrian's Well are the topic of much discussion. One begins to question the intent behind your methods, Siren. I hope you're not wandering a path from which you cannot return. In spite of my reservations, I am curious to hear of your travels. What can I do for you? Anything happen when I was away? There have been whispers that Cairn grew disloyal to Graven Ash's command during the campaign in Azure. I took up the mantle of investigation near Plainsgate and judged the rumors to be true. Dispatched Cairn by proclaiming Kairos' Edict of Stone. Oh, she did the Edict of Stone. The very earth turned against the traitorous Archon as the region split asunder in righteous judgment. You seem to know much of my actions. Have you been spying on me? Don't act so surprised. It is my duty to ensure that those who operate under the Adjudicator's name adhere to the spirit of the law, if not the letter. And those who don't will be dealt with swiftly and efficiently at the point of Bloodmark's blade. She slips a slim dagger from the folds of her purple garb, flipping the weapon almost idly in the air. Of course, that is assuming I don't dispatch them first. I take my duty seriously, and I am very good at it. Shut your fucking mouth, bitch. I'll kill you, Raz. How have you occupied your time in the Bastard City? Tunon sends me on assignments here and there. I settle disputes between the locals and the Adjudicator when the Adjudicator is otherwise occupied. Everything from trade disagreements to pushing chorus squatters out of basements. Really rewarding work. She waves it off. The glory of war is not an honor reserved for the likes of us. We're the fish swimming in Tunon's wake, picking up scraps. We are the fish swimming in Tunon's wake, picking up scraps along the way. We're rather large and imposing compared to the bottom feeders of the tiers, but we are fish all the same. Tell me more about Tunon. Tunon is our overlord's fair and exacting adjudicator. He speaks with the voice of Kairos' law, and his word is judgment. All of this and more you can learn by asking him yourself. Go on, or does he intimidate you still? Hehe, I'm kidding. Fuck you, whore. I have some questions about the war. You are free to share them in my confidence. Our armies squabble at each other's throats. Divided, we cannot win. I'm just sowing seeds of discord, I guess. I'm less concerned about the armies than the Archons themselves. There can be no order when the mountains collide. Who would you see as a champion? I mean, neither. They are both at fault and equally inept. Her mood darkens. Then who would lead our advances, or be left to deliver Kairos' peace? Would you wear this responsibility as a crown upon your head? You may find it a heavy burden to wear. Yeah, I can fucking handle it. The Adjudicator trusts your prowess, but in this I am more discriminating. You should be as well. Okay, almost done here. The Fatebinder watches you warily as you approach, but it is only in the final breadth of distance that you realize his gaze is following not you, but the blood and mud-caked beast woman behind you. The hardened warrior's stance is stiff but ready. His hand rests on the iron hilt of his halberd, but he does not lift the weapon from its holster. Is there nowhere you will not traipse, creature of darkness? Is there no hovel in any realm that you beasts fear? You did not come hunting for Fatebinder. The beastwoman chuffs and tosses, none of all a deadly grim. Her crimson eyes are bright with recognition, delight, and desire, as they rove the Fatebinder of war slowly from helm to boot. But beastwoman can see Fatebinder called none of all has remembered kills in shadow vengeance. Yep. He bristles for a moment, worried that you worry he may actually attack. As if I could forget. I am not the same as I once was. Try to carve me another memento beast, and I'll wear your pelt about my loins. The massive beastwoman cocks her head from side to side, studying her prey. Beastwoman, too, has grown and changed. Lost tribe, lost haven lands, follows Alpha, who is human, who is also called Fatebinder, to survive. She sits back on her haunches and huffs, allowing the tension to ease between them. He considers her words before nodding once, gruffly, settling the matter aside for the time being. He offers you a strained smile. Come, let us speak freely. You want to tell me what in Kairos' name that was about? She bobs, momentarily excited before settling down. Her rough mauve tongue dangles, dripping saliva between her fangs as she chortles and yips deeply. Shadowhunter, too, wants to hear. Tell humans what happened. She teases the Fatebinder of war. It's a story I do not care to tell, now or never, or ever, he retorts. He flicks his gaze from the beastwoman to you, clearly struggling to rein in his anger. But a shorter explanation that may say you is this. Once, I lacked a healthy appreciation for the beast tribes of Haven. Your monstrous friend here took someone very dear to me to correct my indiscretion. He grunts, his red beard a trembling flame. And that is all I will speak of the matter. Alright, we'll talk to this douchebag when we come back next time. I've had enough of him. Fatebinder, we have nothing further to discuss. Well, hello. Welcome back, kid. Amusing as it would have been to watch the edict drop, I guess I'm glad you lived. Bloodmark, the Archon of Shadow, rouses from a faraway stare, turning to face you with a wry smile. Though he stands still, he seems to sift in and out of the shadows that shroud him. At first, his words seem odd. After all, you two have met in Ashfield between the edict, breaking over Vendrian's well, and now. But when you shoot him a curious look, he raises his red-painted eyebrows in return, a secretive smirk quirking the right corner of his mouth. Clearly, he doesn't want you mentioning your clandestine meeting in the presence of the court. Nods subtly. His eyes glint with approval, and he grants you a subtle nod in return.
Know this darkness. No shape of shadow that killed Beast Woman Archon.
I promise it was nothing personal.
He shrugs, the barest movement of one shoulder, but his eyes darken, pupils enlarging until the whole of his sclera has slowly bled black. The tension is palpable between them.
Shadow slew Beast Woman, not from Shadowhunter tribe, but from Haven lands. So also will be nothing personal when Kills in Shadow rends Archon's belly into red, gaping maw.
That's our friend, Kills. Baring her fangs in a terrifying grin, she sits back on her haunches and lets the moment go, ever the patient hunter. Finished with the beast woman, he flicks his gaze to you, and in a blink, his eyes once more glow like a candle flame in the night. Want to know something? His voice ends on a playful melody, and the red face paint above his jawline creases with a smile. Only if I'm not going to regret knowing it. You won in a lose-lose situation. Not saying the adjudicator was wrong to send you in a certain death. Someone had to read the edict, but I like your type, kid. You're the right combination of capable and too damn stubborn to die that not only survives but thrives on suicide missions. The Archon's fighting damn well didn't help your chances. Can't say I had done different if it was my life on the line. Everyone's keeping an eye on you because you did something nobody has done before. Got a guess as to what that might be? I'm the first Fatebinder to awaken a spire of the old walls? You're not wrong, that definitely was a shock, but I doubt it's the sole reason you've made the tears tremble. Proclaiming the edict isn't new, neither is surviving or resolving the commandments of an edict, but you're the first to proclaim and resolve the very same edict, and it didn't kill you. I'm glad this guy likes us. We're gonna need him. In one fell swoop, you survived your second edict, resolved the very one you had proclaimed, and woke an arcane structure that had slept for several centuries. And now I go on your short list of people who stand out as potential problems. More or less, mostly more. He offers you a dangerous grin. I don't care what you do with this information, but you should know the danger you're in now that you've put yourself on the map. Since you don't seem big on playing nice with the Archons, you can bet both of their armies are going to try to cut you down as you go forward. Watch out for a knife in your back. Thanks for the advice. The Archon of Shadows shrugs you in farewell, but his golden eyes are alight with interest as he watches you.
Hi.
Can I talk to him more? Is there a reason you're gaping at me just like I gutted you, kid? Or do you like to stand around and stare? Blood Mark Favor 3. That bracer you're wearing is rather eye-catching. I bet you're thinking something like it'd look even better on you, right, kid? This? He waves his left arm in the air, examining the blacker-than-black bracer, the strapping armlet that appears simultaneously solid as obsidian and diaphanous as a sigh. Almost a living, pulsing thing. That be my binding of shadows. You want it? Damn straight I do. With a gruff grunt and some difficulty, he ratchets the bracer off, so it is solid after all, and tosses it to you one-handed. Careful with it, he warns when you accept the gift. Not only weapons can be double-edged swords. Ooh, maybe it's foreshadowing. I don't know. Let's see, the Binding of Shadows. It comes with a special ability. Sift. Does it have it? Okay. Sift into a shadow version of yourself. While in this form, deal bonus arcane damage with each attack and gain bonus damage reduction. The effects scale with... Okay, so the more you use these things, the better they are, like the better they get. This bracer was once worn by Blood and Mark. It is made of an unfamiliar substance, part velvet, soft darkness, and part hardened insect chitin. It is said that the darkness is more oppressive when the Archon of Shadows walks the face of Taradas. The magic stemming from his power draws on the substance of shadows with an air of welcome and invitation, treating the dark less as something more than an arcane force. As such, a bracer that allows the wearer to embody their darker self has overtones of danger and risk. Just looking at it too closely causes your vision to swim and sends a wave of nausea rolling through your guts. I kind of like this on verse because it gives damage reduction. Oh, we have a gore thrust. This spear was formerly used to display impaled enemy combatants as an example. I don't know where we got that, but we'll give it to kills in shadow? Yeah, not hides in shadow. But yeah, so it gives damage reduction, so I'm thinking it's probably better on Verse, because she's melee and I'm not.
Shiny. I like it.
Even though it's a Giga legendary item or whatever. I think it's better on her. It's got a cool ability too with the whole go invisible. It's better for her, I think. Let's look at my journal real quick. So, you either travel to the Burning Library or we can go to that spire in that town. I think I'm gonna go here. Lethian's Crossing. A group of mercenaries, members of the Bronze Brotherhood, are blocking the road. Well, what the fuck? A tall woman stands here, surveying the area from a small overlook. She glances at you immediately and then goes back to watching her surroundings. Welcome to Ironhall Trail, Fatebinder of Tunon. She salutes you. My name is Welby, First Axe for the Bronze Brotherhood, though I'm not sure that title even matters anymore. She gathers her thoughts and opens her mouth to continue. Instead, she slowly exhales and shakes her head. Never mind, you don't care about my problems. While I appreciate you coming to me before speaking to Radamon, you will need to be careful. He has of late been acting out of sorts, and any perceived slight can become a problem for the one who offends him. Choose your words with him carefully. What can I help you with? How could talking to you offend this man? You chose to speak to the first axe before speaking to the actual first brother, the bodyguard before the leader. How could this mean anything but collusion and treason? I know I speak out of turn, but I only wish to warn you. Tread lightly around Redaman. Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. She laughs. We're mercenaries, plain and simple. I'm not going to pretend like it's anything more. While it's true we have in recent years been a little more stationary than your typical crew, it doesn't change the fact that our services can be purchased if the price is right. We both know full well that the rings the voices gave us were the only thing that bought our allegiance to Kairos when the Overlord turned an eye to the crossing, even if our thanks for helping was to be thrown from our homes. Not that I hold any ill will towards you. Decisions have to be made, and there's always someone who has to pay the price. I just hope you realize some people don't like being asked to pay. Radamon will try to sell you on our long and noble traditions, like we're some kind of altruistic saints who can do no wrong. But that story is as old and smelly as Grandma Beastman's tail hairs. Kills in Shadow snuffs, greatly amused, chomping her teeth and salivating as she works herself over the thought. Beastmen do not give birth, she chuffs, studying Welby with dark, gleamingly red eyes. Cannot be broodmothers, so how can beastmen be elder broodmother? She stares in confusion at Kills in Shadow. It's just an expression. I wouldn't even know firsthand if your tail hairs smell, and I'd rather not know. I'm just saying that we're not saints, and if you have money, we have the brawn. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to take a job that doesn't seem right to me, but a ring's a ring, and I'll go where the money leads me. One point Radamon and I will agree on is, we did a job for Kairos, but we were not treated fairly. The Brotherhood is strong, and we have numbers. We will fight to the last man. I just don't agree with Radamon's methods. What does it mean to be First Axe? I wish I knew, Fatebinder. The first act protects and consults with the first brother. I am supposed to be Radamon's advisor, confidant, and guard. Lately, his behavior has become erratic. He's acting paranoid, manic, and distrustful. My duty as first act is to protect the first brother, but I am also sworn to protect the Brotherhood, and if that means the removal of Radamon, so be it. He has too many supporters in Luthian's Crossing right now to speak out against him. What do you think happened to him? Honestly, I couldn't speak to the cause. The stress of leadership, the battles with Kairos' forces, his night in the Old Walls? That's probably it. She shrugs. When you decided to remove the Brotherhood from the crossing, it certainly set him off. Does it matter? His behavior is endangering the Brotherhood and must be stopped before we are destroyed. I fear people will be hurt far more than a simple toll. So is the same for Beastwoman and humans too, like cycle of sons of darkness, like crash of sea, ceaselessly churning, better and tougher, always replace old, weak, diseased, or deranged. You're saying the course of action is simply to kill a leader when you don't approve of their methods? Is this to be a breakdown of all hierarchy then? Are we to all become beasts? If Prima can be killed, it means Prima is not fit to lead tribe. Is not bad, should still quickly devour slain Prima's liver while potent with remaining strength. It's not just that Radamon is failing us as a leader. He's losing his sanity, and he has to be stopped. It's not simply our pride at stake here, it's innocent lives. How would you run the Brotherhood? I wouldn't waste time and resources on petty vendettas. That much I can tell you. I like battle, and I like rings, and with the Brotherhood, we used to get both regularly. Now all we have is fear, suspicion, and blood. I want the disciplined regiment back, and I intend to have it. While I may agree that we were treated unjustly, Radamon's methods for obtaining restitution are despicable. True, acting like a child when you don't get what you want is not the behavior of a leader. Except in this case, the child is in control of an army capable of laying waste to his home. Alright. Guess we have to talk to this ding-a-ling. A small figure stands before some armor-clad soldiers. His arms move wildly as he gestures in frustration, yelling at the man directly in front of him. Absolutely not. I've come through Iron Hall Trail more times than I can remember. No one has ever asked for a toll before, and I won't be paying one now. He notices you nearby and turns to speak. Fatebinder, surely you of all people can help me. My name is Aster, and I must get to Lethian's Crossing. I have goods to deliver. Tell this man I will not be paying a toll to him or anyone, and he is to let me through. He folds his arms over his chest and nods with a pronounced finality. Greetings, Fatebinder. I'm sorry you have been drawn into this. What you've stumbled into here is merely a conflict of the changing times. I am Will of the Bronze Brotherhood. Iron Hall Trail is under our protection, and anyone passing through must obey our rules. If this gentleman would like to pass through our land, a simple donation is required. These funds help our cause and keep Iron Hall a safe place for all travelers. Clearly, you both can see the value in that. Aster speaks, swinging his arms about again, emphasizing the words. And who exactly are you keeping safe? You standing there with your weapons at the ready against me? I am naught but a traveling merchant. I have no money to spare, and I certainly pose no threat to anyone. Keep this area safe indeed. You are the only threat here. Fatebinder, please talk some sense into this man. Ugh. Just give him the fucking bribe. Here's the payment for the merchant to pass unharmed. Thank you, Fatebinder. You have done a great deal of good today. And you, brute, move aside and let me pass. Will makes an exaggerated flourish and moves out of Aster's way. But of course. He raises an enormous hammer and stops Aster, pressing against his chest. Though, merchant, do be sure to have some rings on your own for your trip back. I doubt your friend here will be around to pay your way through these lands twice. Wow, I gotta deal with these cocksuckers. He returns to his position, looks over you, his former genial mood gone. So, a fate binder in our little corner of the world? Who would ever thought this would happen? Well, I appreciate your help dealing with that merchant. I'm afraid I can't let you pass until you've spoken with our leader, Radamon, personally. I thought he was crazy saying you'd be visiting Lethian's Crossing. Looks like I owe him a few rings. Not that there's a shortage of those around here. He shakes the pouch around his neck. What can this humble servant of the Brotherhood do for you, Fatebinder? And don't ask me to let you through because that's not happening. Bark, Loyalty 1. This ridiculous piece of mercenary shit requires a lesson in pain and obedience. Allow me to teach it to him. If you think you can get him to move, do it. Sellsword, attend me. I take it your responsibilities have been explained to you. Keep the rabble on this side of the bridge, yes. That does not preclude taking orders from your betters. One of two things will happen. Either you will let us pass, or simply we will pass. There are no other options. Whatever role you have taken upon yourself to bar our way has already failed. You succeed only in delaying our task and annoying me. Is your name Radamon? Are you the leader of the Bronze Brotherhood? No, didn't think so, because he decides who crosses and who doesn't. If you have a problem with that, take it up with him. Ash, forgive me, but I can only endure so much of this fucking idiot's inane jabbering. A blur of rusted metal precedes a deafening crunch as Bark backhands the mercenary, leaving a significant mark behind. Hold on, I'm just doing my job. I apologize if I've offended. Radamon will have my head if I let you through. There's nothing I can do about it. While you're talking to Will, a striking man with a shock of bright blonde hair approaches. Moving away from the men searching some bodies of slain soldiers of the South, he watches you intently as he closes, his angular features pulling into a look of disdain. And here's the fate binder. I knew we'd see you. I was just wondering when. One trip to Lethian's Crossing wasn't enough, Governor. Yeah, I came here in the war and gave it to the Scarlet Chorus. The Bronze Brotherhood were the original protectors of Lethian's Crossing, but they passed control to Kairos' forces and stayed as retainers. Over time, they proved too disorganized to keep the peace. You handed the settlement to the Scarlet Chorus, letting fear and superior numbers do the work of subduing the local populace. The Brotherhood mercenaries consider this a slight on their lawful claim. You had returned here when no one was asking you to come. Throwing me out of my home wasn't sufficient. Are you here to disrupt my life some more? He looks at his men who stop to watch the conversation. You aren't done! He flicks his hand at them, and they return to searching. It doesn't really matter why you're here. I don't care. I have more important things to worry about. In case you've forgotten me already, my name is Radamon. I am First Brother, leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. But I'm sure you already know that. I couldn't help but see you over here, talking to Will and that traveling merchant. Only here for a moment and already sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, aren't you? I don't appreciate others invading my territory, Fatebinder. I told her she had to speak to you, Radamon. She wanted through. I told her no. If you don't give me the signal, the Fatebinder isn't getting into Lethian's Crossing. No one will invade your territory. He stares at Will for a few moments, lips pursed, and continues as if he didn't speak. Speaking of which, what did Welby have to say? She has already started filling your mind with lies about me. She and I are going to have a chat soon, and I can't have my first axe countermanding me at every turn. I know she wants my position. Watch yourself while you are a guest in my land. If you have come to stir up more trouble, we are well equipped, and I will not back down in the defense of what is rightfully ours. Welby and I might not always agree, but that is one point we see eye to eye on. If you step out of line, we will both correct you. You're not welcome here. Now tell me what you want or leave. You do well to watch your tone when speaking to a Fatebinder. He laughs hollowly. I care not about Kairos' forces. I already reaped the rewards of my loyalty and will not make that mistake again. You have taken my home, but I will have it back. I won't cower when you raise your voice against me, lapdog. Oh, this cocksucker's gotta die. I'm not welcome in your land. This is not your land. Such arrogance is the precursor to a mighty fall, Fatebinder. I might not currently have control of Lethian's Crossing, but we both know possessions are fleeting. Lethian's Crossing is my home, and your imagined control over our lives doesn't change the fact. Why are you extorting travelers? I don't see how the affairs of the Bronze Brotherhood are your business, Fatebinder. Suffice it to say, the funds we receive from our tolls help us keep the lands around here safe. We are owed dues, and we shall have them. I need to get to Lethian's Crossing, one way or another. He considers it for a moment. If I let you through, you must promise to behave. I have enough problems dealing with everyone. I don't need the hassle of keeping an eye on you, too. So watch yourself. I might not currently have control of my city, but I have eyes everywhere. If you stir up trouble, I will know. He turns back. Let the Fatebinder through. Do nothing to delay or cost the party, or you'll answer to me. Wow. All right, that's the only reason he's not dying right here, right now. We will speak again soon. I certainly hope that isn't the case. You got Redamon's permission to go? Fatebinder, so go. I did not anticipate that. I was about to kill that motherfucker.
Can't do that.
Stop there, Fatebinder. Not another step. You are not welcome here. After you attacked the Scarlet Chorus in Vinrian's Well, when you departed your post as governor of Lethian's Crossing in 429, your final act was to grant control of the city of the Scarlet Chorus. Though the gangs look to you, you turn your back on them. Okay, so because I went rogue, they aren't cool with me. We aren't letting you anywhere near this settlement while we hold it. Why did you even give it to us if you plan to turn and attack us? I didn't. So, go now, or I will show you how the Scarlet Chorus deal with whelps who flex their muscles. Athletics 43, Intimidate, Attack. I suggest you go now before this gets ugly. You really are crazy, aren't you? Maybe all those stories about you are true. I'm not sticking around to find out.
Send them at me in waves!
I did not know we were going to have to fight.
Uh-huh.
Well, they have beast women. Beast things. No looting in combat.
Prey sighted.
We can do this! Better not wake up dead. Take this!
Alright, this is a little sketchier than I
Unlike
thought it would be.
Alpha! I'm scared!
I will aid you.
Man, I hope Barik doesn't leave me or something later in the game because he is really fucking hard to kill.
No can do.
Hi.
I guess maybe if my loyalty and my fear or both or one or the other is high enough, he won't leave. I don't know.
Found something.
Frozen Shackle. It has a special ability, Frozen Burst. When critically hit, you do Frost Nova in a radius. Frozen Shackles are an impediment made for short-term prisoners. The cold ale and volatile magic and their forging are intended as deterrents for notably cruel guards. I see. I'll give it to him because he's going to get him wailed on the most.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I can hire trainers. Okay, well I don't really have money right now for that, but
Like coming death.
no shit, Mark went down like that? That's unusual. Wow. Okay, I don't know what the fuck happened there. Maybe I need to rest or something? I don't know.
On it.
I am a shield wall unto myself.
Consumed in darkness.
Bleed out, you little shit.
My armor is dented. Let me repair it.
Will do.
My armor is dented. Let Archon.
Alright, third time's a charm. I'm gonna have to give more items out, I guess. Get our consumables in order. They're fucking killing me really fast here. Kills in Shadow could use a buff too, I suppose. More health. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We could maybe she has skill points to use. Always more damage. Damage. Not sure about her.
On my command!
Nothing
Stun them and then go for the mages.
I got it.
Gnaw on praise bones and sing. Fight or die in darkness.
Well played.
Well, it's not looking good.
Lend me your strength.
Got dark all of a sudden.
I'm not sure here. My people die so fucking fast. Like, what? Like, kills in shadows getting fucking killed instantly. I don't know why. Okay, let's see. Might need these revive potions.
Aye.
Slaughter! Ripping with claws!
On my command! Yes.
Well played.
Of course they knock me prone. And they can't do anything. Oh, come the fuck on.
Like coming death!
Like, that's just bullshit. The difficulty spikes in this game are all over the place. Like, this random fight with a bunch of schleps isn't, like, god tier. Like, Kills in Shadow is
I am a shield wall unto myself.
unfortunately. I was hoping she'd be a little better.
Your knees work.
Flawless! I got it.
Beast.
The fuck? I don't have control of my character? Maybe I should have gone the other place first. I don't know. I'm not gonna give up though. If I can do this, should be smooth sailing. That's a fucking insane
I
amount of
got it.
enemies. Let's see. Let's have Verse, because she's quick, I guess.
Slaughter! Ripping with claws!
We can do this.
Okay, we gotta kill that fucking mage immediately.
Pack fights together!
Wake me up up when it's over.
Felt no- nothing.
Yay!
They won't even get close. Come at me, brave meat. Did I wake me up when it...
Whatever the fuck that was. Good thing I just saved. At least, I'm pretty sure I hope I did. That would be really bad if I didn't. Yeah, okay, charge
Poke
this
you
asshole.
fancy red. I got it.
I will aid you. Are you afraid of death, worm?
As the last of the enemy soldiers die, life returns to normal in Lethian's Cross. Sweet. I had a note from the voices of Narat. Simple message is scrawled in big letters, likely for the comprehension of their recipient. Send armor-making lady to me. Below the text, you see a crude stick figure drawing of what you think is the voices of Narat in front of a forge-bound smith. The forge-bound's arms are tied together while a couple of chorus soldiers stand behind her with weapons drawn. I see. Okay, so we got these boots. They are good, but we will take them. Okay, I'll end the episode soon, but first I want to go ahead and talk to some of the merchants, and then we'll end it after we shop. Oh wow, the juggler's gloves. These gloves were once worn by a famous mummer whose troupe moved between Lethian's Crossing and Apex. During a performance, the juggler offered a lighthearted rhyme about Kairos, which an attending disfavored officer took as a grievous infraction and claimed the juggler's left hand. The juggler's gloves are super good. Plus 10 ranged accuracy. That means I'm like never going to miss, ever. Because I already have really high accuracy. The warrior's girdle plus 10 to athletics. It's okay, I guess. Okay, these gloves are actually... Oh yeah, she has those Giga tier gloves, so... Cool. She does not need that. Merchant Basila.
Sorry.
I wouldn't mind some... Here, let's just go ahead and get rid of all this shit we don't need. If it ain't magical, we don't fucking care. We're not using mages. We might later, but it's not like either of these are good anyway. Okay, I will buy this lady's health potions if I have enough money after I buy stuff I actually need. Ooh, a bow. Fires multiple projectiles. That's really fucking good. Let's take it. Ah, it's expensive as fuck. Relentless. This Relentless was crafted with the intention of taking out rows of enemies rather than picking off individuals. The boyer behind the design wanted soldiers specializing in range combat to be self-sufficient rather than relying on melee. Let's see. Damage 8 to 10 piercing. As opposed to my... Okay. So it's not really that good. It fires... So it does its DPS is 1.82. My So it's times 3 though, so 24 versus it's probably not worth the money. I'll think about it. So we have this one-handed spear. It gives... It's kind of shit, to be honest. I like this Oathbound dagger for her. It's just straight up better than the other shit. But I'm greedy. We'll just... We don't need any of that stuff right now. Greetings and salutations. Mercy. Oh, devastating. On weapon crit, you push them, and whenever you get a kill, you accelerate recovery. Two-handed weapons are what Kills and Shadow uses. Ooh, Mantle of Mirrors. This cloak doesn't protect from the elements, but the reflective fabric bends light at strange angles. Reflects 20% of incoming hostile spells back at their attackers. That's very good. Haste. Trash. I'll give the spell reflection cloak to maybe her. These boots can go to our favorite edgelord verse. Poisonous on weapon crit. Poison for 7.5 seconds. This blade is coated with the venom of a scour vein serpent, known for injecting its lethal poison only in the midst of a particular deep bite, so it does not waste a drop. It's pretty good. So one reason I am trepidatious about spending my money is this. So we can buy these. No, not this. These trainers here for our. Well, they're trainers, merchants, all kinds of things for our citadel, our spire. I guess this is bar measures. The higher it is, the more powerful people we can get. Kenrick, a smith who regularly produces weapons. Corpse Eye, a battlefield scavenger with many unique items for sale. We want that for sure. Revos, a merchant with a motley collection of items. A smith who regularly produces weapons. We want that. Skill trainer who teaches... Okay, do we have one that teaches bows? One-handed, two-handed, dual-wield, parry, and dodge. That's a lot. Okay, we'll take her. It's a shame we don't have a trainer for bows, but it's not the end of the world. A trainer for mages, which I may end up using. I don't. She's special. I only get her because of my conquest. I guess we might as well hire her. An old beast woman who provides food to take into battle. Okay, this is good for now, and what we're going to do is we'll come back here next time. We're almost done with this episode. I'm just going to go and go to my spire. There's not really much. If there is time-sensitive stuff, it's not right now, so. We're going to go to our spire and get everybody trained. And check out this dude's items. Corpse Eye. Well, if it ain't the big bad boss. Come to take a look at my wares, handpicked from the finest of battlefield corpses, I can assure you. The Scarlet Chorus's members' milky dead eyes roll in their sockets as he bows deeply, mocking you. What'll it be, boss? We'll talk to him about stuff maybe later, but I'm just curious what he's got. Oh. Only kills in shadow and can equip this. He's got a fur mantle. Okay, we can't really afford this shit. We will just do the training. Okay, that's the guy that makes weapons. Tanara, you see a bronze-clad woman in meticulously maintained attire. The leather buckles in her chest piece show fresh oil, and the scales in her armor have been neatly arranged. She gives a quick bow as you approach. Fatebinder? Wrath 3 with the Vendrian Guard. She doesn't like me. Her expression is neutral, and her tone one of forced cordiality. I am ready to serve as requested, though the apex of old is no more. I'm ready to help you find its new place in the tiers. Should you need any instruction on matters of combat, I will assist. Let's train. Fatebinder, catch! A ball of purple light shoots from her hand towards you. Don't try to catch it. You sidestep the ball of energy, which loses its strength and dissipates. That was harmless, but I suppose you're better off. At least it shows some self-preservation on your part, so we have that to work with. Okay. Anyway, we'll call it here. And we'll
Follow quietly.
maybe talk to some people
Soft,
next
soft,
time.
soft.
Peace.